This is the Huddle. Ninja here with John Henson and Tony Farmer. Guys, I want to talk Duke, Arizona here. Another fantastic matchup for the Sweet 16. This one opened Duke minus 9.5. You can find some nines. There might even still be some 9.5s out there. Total 153.5 here in this one. Duke might be the best looking team in the tournament so far. We've addressed it, 2 games down, 2 convincing blowout wins. Tyrese Proctor has been fantastic. They have dominated their 2 games so far. John, as an ACC guy, you're a former UNC Tar Heel. Is this the best Duke team that you've ever seen?
Ooh, on paper, sure. I was a freshman, I think the year they won it. Believe that I think they won it in 2000. I'm about to check that for me, 2012. But yeah, on paper, this is the best. I mean, this is the best Duke team on paper. And then as I've seen, yeah, I would put them up there as a top five. Their stats point them towards that like 99 era team with like Grant Hill and those guys that I think maybe won 2 in a row or got to the Final Four, beat that UNLV team that was undefeated. So yes, this is probably one of, if not the best Duke teams I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's tough for me because the narrative is out there. A lot of people are saying that this Blue Devils team, this iteration of Duke, which has
Mm-hmm.
had so many good teams, is the best of all time. It's tough for me to come to terms with that as somebody, that watched the Leitner buzzer beater against Jamal Mashburn in Kentucky back in the day. And, even the Jay Will team, the Elton Brand teams, a very, very good team. So Tony, the Cooper Flag injury in that ACC tournament was obviously a massive talking point and deservedly so. But from what you've seen from him so far, any concerns in your opinion with that ankle injury?
Not really. I think he's good to go. I mean, obviously, I'm not a doctor, so I'm just using the eyeball test here. But I would think if there were some lingering concerns with that ankle, where you might see it is with his rebounding, right? Because that's how he got hurt. Maybe that's in the back of his mind. Maybe he's a little tentative. There might be bodies underneath him, that sort of thing. But the rebound numbers are there. He looks good. Everybody's saying he's 100%. And before the tournament, when people say that, you're kind of skeptical. You're like, okay, yeah, okay. I believe it now. I think he's 100%.
John, given, that we've only seen 32 total points from Flag in the 2 games, he led Duke in essentially every statistical category this season. In your opinion, have we seen Duke at their best, or do they even have another gear that we haven't even seen yet?
Yeah. Flag probably sat the last, they were being very cautious with me, probably sat the last 5 to 8 minutes of both games. They took him out. He didn't need to be in there. So we have not seen the full iteration of this Duke team or what they can be. The thing you do worry about is a little bit of a correction with Proctor's shooting. However, it's 2 games at a time and it's a tournament. We've seen teams be insurmountably hot and stay hot, i.e., UConn, for 2 straight years. So it's possible.
Tony, Arizona, a couple good solid games to their credit, especially the last one against Oregon. Caleb Love, great, gives them that senior backcourt presence. But what can Arizona do to hang around or even score a massive upset here against Duke?
Yeah, these teams played back in November. Duke won 69-55. The game seems like forever ago. I think it's going to be a little bit more of the same in this game. Arizona ranks 155th in the country defending the three-point shot. Duke obviously does that really well. So if there's a path for them to win, it's stepping it up on defense. I just don't think they're going to have enough to get it done, though.
Let's get into the picks for this one. And, again, I'll start with John Henson. A sizable spread here.
Mhm.
Duke's certainly worth it, what we've seen so far. But what are you thinking for this game?
I'm going to go Duke team total over 81.5. Arizona has given this total up in 8 out of their last 10. So I don't think that they're going to stop arguably the best team in the tournament from scoring. And defenses has kind of been the slippage spot for this Arizona team. And I think Arizona is perfectly content with getting up and down with Duke. Like Tony said, they allow teams to hit threes on them a lot. And we're going to do a Caleb Love factor. I mean, don't think Duke has forgot that Caleb Love sent Coach K to the retirement home. So I think that right there is gonna be an extra layer of motivation that I mean, I know Duke fans and I know some Duke players. Um, this is get back time for them. So I like the over 81.5.
Big revenge spot for the
For
Dukies. Tony, what
sure.
about
Oh,
you?
for sure. They're ready for him.
Lean toward Duke covering the spread. Nobody wants to see a guy in a betting show recommend a minus 475 money line, but I do like Duke there. If you want to throw that into a parlay or something like that, it's tough for me to imagine Arizona winning this game outright.